Guns is a trope. It's I mean, it's not a trope. It's a totem. It's a metaphor that disenfranchised white guys need. It makes them feel good because they're being.
You can say what you want. I don't agree with that. So it's not my thing.
But
sometimes you get what you feel is slightly ambushed by somebody who's really got an agenda, and that's sort of, I think, that's my opinion of what happened to me the other day. The last thing I like to watch is entertainers or actors get political. It's just something I can't stand watching.
Kurt Russell has had enough of the woke culture, and his recent tantrums on live television have sent shockwaves throughout Hollywood and the mainstream media. The iconic actor and movie star has maintained his stance against woke culture and the LGBTQ movement. Here are moments when the iconic movie legend Kurt Russell completely demolished woke culture on live television. And before we continue, please like this video and subscribe to our channel to spread the message and support our channel. We appreciate it. Now let's continue with the following clip.
You felt gun control laws wouldn't deter terrorists. Explain to folks.
Well, you know, these are these things where, first of all, I was in a situation, we do what we call a dog and pony.
Right.
Kurt Russell has never shied away from an opportunity to voice his opinions regarding the Second Amendment. He has clearly, on many occasions, explained his criticism of gun control laws, as he believes they have no accurate solutions to the issues of terrorism. Despite the backlash from those on the left, Kurt Russell has maintained his unwavering take on the issue.
Really got an agenda, and that's sort of, I think, that's my opinion of what happened to me the other day. The last thing I like to watch is entertainers or actors get political. It's just something I can't stand watching.
Kurt's statements echo the fact that the standards the government is setting as solutions to terrorism will only serve to alienate citizens from having access to self-defense. Russell believes that such gun laws offer zero solution in the protection of lives and property, and such laws will only create more victims of violence rather than prevent it. Russell's take is particularly conservative, which is disturbing for many on the woke left, because the majority of Hollywood stars are historically left-leaning and Democrats.
Founding fathers had for the Second Amendment, and that is that no government ever hasn't had to fight its own people, and its own people hasn't had to fight its own government. And we all have our opinion on that too. Whatever we do, we're a little late for the people who've died. And if you know somebody, or you know a child that was maimed in that situation, I got a strong feeling that one's opinion has a tendency to change that.
Despite the fear that most celebrities exhibit toward making political comments, or rather comments that do not sit well with the woke leftist media, a few Hollywood stars still have the balls to stand up to woke ideology. Kurt Russell has proven himself as one of those who have refused to shy away from politics and are unafraid to air their own opinions. Kurt Russell believes he has a right to his opinions, just as anyone.
Is that the last time you're going to talk politics as an actor?
Until I'm asked to later, I'll be asked in an hour and a half about it. You know, once they trot that pony out there, I go let it go.
But you know what?
Right before we get into more comments by Kurt Russell on gun control, let's take a look at some of his even more controversial statements on gay marriage. Apparently, Russell isn't one to shy away from the most sacred aspects of the woke media. Kurt Russell has, in past times, expressed his views on gay marriage, and his takes sent shockwaves throughout the entire woke space. Kurt Russell made it clear that he basically has no issue with the personal choices of people with whom they decide to get married. Anyone can stay with who they choose, but what he did have a problem with was the fact that the government gave certain privileges to gay couples over heterosexual couples. According to Kurt Russell, discrimination goes both ways, and what he wants is equal rights for everyone.
Happen to live together and have a ring and have had a ceremony. I don't think married couples should get an advantage of any kind. So my beef isn't as a political move. It's not with gay marriage. It's with why does anybody get an advantage over anybody else because they happen to live with somebody and have a family? I don't follow that. So.
Kurt Russell made a point about the political motivations behind the direct encouragement of LGBT unions, which has since raised many questions about the involvement of government policies in intentionally pushing the woke agenda. This is exactly what Kurt Russell is speaking against, And according to him, this isn't speculation, but an already existing reality. Kurt Russell came under a lot of fire for making such statements, but the Hollywood icon maintained his grounds as someone with access to freedom of speech. Kurt Russell received a lot of backlash due to an audio recording of him having an intense discussion about his take on gun rights laws. During this interview, Russell made many strong statements on gun control, and some of the comments he made have gone on to become iconic for gun rights.
Conversation of the gun culture. We've lived with guns since, what, the 7th century or something? I don't know.
We all know that right now.
The interview started with the host trying to get Russell cornered into making some statements, but the iconic actor easily picked up on this, as his decades in Hollywood have given him all the experience needed to outmaneuver the woke media during verbal showdowns.
Disenfranchised white guys need, it makes them feel good because they're being
You can
surrounded.
say what you want. I don't agree with that. So it's not my thing.
But it's
So, you know.
statistically
Well, you can look.
irrefutable.
If you think that
Kurt Russell obviously got pissed at some of the questions being thrown at him. However, despite all that happened, he made sure his points were made as politely as possible, while still making sure he went all out against any opposing views to his beliefs, ensuring he took charge of the already tense atmosphere.
like out of your mind. I think you're like, I think anybody is. I think it's absolutely insane. The problem we're having right now is that we don't have.
Kurt Russell's argument on the gun culture is based on his beliefs in citizens' rights to a means of self-defense and the ability of people to protect their own lives and properties in the face of terrorism and danger. Kurt Russell showed his displeasure at the frustrating views of the woke left, who seem to have a problem with citizens arming themselves against coercion and violence.
Concept of gun culture, as you call it, to something of reality, which is if I'm a hockey team and I got a guy bearing down on me as a goaltender.
Kurt Russell, at some points in the interview, went berserk on the interviewer, and the already tense moment became haywire as he went on airing his views about the importance of the right to guns. This moment within the interview has gone on to be discussed as one of the most controversial moments in the fight against gun control laws.
They can also make a bomb pretty easily.
Yeah.
So what? They can also get knives and stab you. What are you going to do about that? They can get cars and run you over with them. What are you going to do about that? What are you going to do about that?
They didn't kill the people.
Kurt Russell initially started the interview all cool-headed. Still, at some point, the movie star knew that it was time celebrities began speaking their minds on issues instead of swallowing their opinions because of the fear of offending the woke left. Kurt Russell proved yet again that he has no such obligations.
Put some controls. What? So the people who want to defend themselves can't?
No, not so you can't. Just so the idiots can't get a hold of them. That's
Do
all.
you really believe they're not going to? Are you serious about that?
Kurt Russell's outspoken nature, willingness to air his anti-woke views, and stance against gun control laws have made him a major target of the woke left. On several occasions, he has been smeared as a warmonger and subjected to several social media cancellation campaigns because of his comments. Still, despite the backlash, Russell's image has only thrived, and one major reason for that is his unique and flourishing family within the Hollywood space.
When you have a father like Kurt, you know, who's sort of been there for the hard stuff, like I'm not a big fan of armchair parenting, you know, and I think
Kate Hudson has described Kurt Russell as a strong and dependable support, especially because he played the role of a father in her life. According to Hudson's remarks, it takes a man with a large ounce of integrity to air his views regardless of the backlash from the woke media and the culture that follows such behavior.
very successful and they can still be a really good parent because I was raised that way. And Kurt was such, the thing is, you know, he's not a perfect man, like no one is, but the trust that I got from him in terms of his dependability.
Kurt Russell is very keen on the issue of the family. Alongside fellow actress Goldie Hawn, Russell and his partner have created one of the most outstanding careers and families in Hollywood. His relationship with Goldie Hawn has spanned decades, and both of them have shown what being in a working relationship while making it big as Hollywood celebrities is all about.
Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell have been sharing the silver screen and a life together for many a year now. They're in conversation with Tracy Smith.
When asked about their secret to a lasting relationship, Kurt Russell and Goldie both gave answers that drew to the need to work things out with who you love. Kurt Russell's strong family values contrast strongly with those of the woke left, which is notorious for opposing most family values. Despite representing what success in Hollywood means, Kurt Russell and his partner have maintained a strong loyalty to traditional American family values.
In fact, when I met Goldie, I was at a time in my life, in a period of my life, where I was very definitely going to put my worst foot forward when it came to any kind of a relationship with the possibility of a relationship. I put my worst foot forward.
Kurt Russell and his partner have shared many moments on television together, and they have become symbols of a uniquely long-lasting relationship in all of Hollywood and the Western media.
If you could boil it down, there's no secret. And I love you for asking the question because it's a normal question. But there's two things, for me anyway.
Kurt Russell, without bowing to the woke media and pandering to leftist opinions, has managed to establish a place for his children in the filmmaking industry, proving once again that at the end of the day, actual creativity is what really matters in entertainment, not an affinity to any political view.
Nerve-wracking than just going on set and doing something that wasn't with my dad, because we've been offered things before that were, you know, father and son. It's like, it was always...
Russell's strong views on the woke culture and gun control have received a lot of backlash, but the iconic actor shows no signs of taking back his words or changing his opinions. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Hollywood needs more voices like Russell, or is the industry evolving in the right way? What role do you believe iconic actors play in shaping film today? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe for more discussions on these important topics.